Alright, hello everyone. So, today, I just want to show a Guardian raid, on my Sharpshooter and talk about a few things while it's going on. Um, it should be pretty chill because it's only Necrosena, and because my Sharpshooter's not really, like, high level or anything. Also, I mean, Sharpshooter, to be honest with you, is pretty chill just as it is. You just kind of sit around, away from all the conflict, and you just kind of poke at them from a distance, so it's not a whole lot to worry about. Alright, let's make sure I have the right pots equipped. Okay. You don't need a flare on this one, by the way. If you ever do this one, you don't actually need the flare. I only do it as a meme, so we don't actually have to look for them. But so basically, what I want to talk about is the big news that came out yesterday. So as you know, as of late, people have been talking about increasing honing rates or, releasing new content. Well, we have good news. Now, they're not releasing honing rates buffs, but they're doing something else to see if it would work in its place instead before going through with the big, change, like a honing rate buff, which I completely understand. So what we'll be seeing is an introduction of more mats into the economy through other various means, and technically in a way honing material buffs through books being put into the Grand Prix. Now this will be happening later on this next week, but I think it's very important to talk about this because I feel like there was a lot of people really starting to worry about like where Lost Ark is and where it was going, and I think the fact that they put out an update rather well, and it's an update that players were looking for. I was not expecting him to go on me. I thought he was going on the sorcerer. That's a feels bad, man. Anyways, oh, okay. Now I'm gonna die again. They put out an update that players were really looking forward to, and I feel like that's really important considering, there was a lot of things going on. But I also agree with a lot of people where I feel like players weren't really giving Amazon time to respond. Because you have to think about this, a lot of the things that they said in the post, for example, like how they didn't expect materials to be inflated and such, and all these extra things, you have to think about, like, realistically, it makes sense. Like, think about it from this perspective. You can't accommodate for the fact that there's going to be large sums of gold sellers and large amounts of bots that'll be inflating the material economy and jacking up prices, causing players to sell things for more than they actually need to be sold for. Now, that doesn't mean that I think that they shouldn't have responded. That they could have taken a while longer to respond. I still stand by the fact that they probably should have responded even earlier than they did. But we cannot complain because they did respawn, and that's very crucial, because it shows that they are listening to the community, which a lot of people were afraid that they were just focusing on whales, and that they didn't really care about the other part of the community, such as free to play. I think this is a foolish thought process, but that's just me. Obviously they care about the free to play because, let's be honest, yes, whales breathe life into the game via giving people resources and such, and like basically feeding the content for us, because they basically fund the ability for people to release content, for like the companies to release content. But a lot of players fail to realize is that without these whales, we wouldn't be able to do that. But also, what players also fail to realize is the one important thing: free to play and regular players are the lifeblood of the game. Without the regular players that don't pay large heaping sums of cash, there's not a game. Because eventually, when the free-to-play leave, so do the whales. And when the whales leave, then you know, there's problems all around that need to be solved ASAP. Now, let's talk about some of the changes that they discussed. One of the big ones that I'm really glad to see is them delaying some of the content. They said that they will release Southburn before they release Vulcan, so players can at least grind up gear and get there before the new Legion raids come out. Now, I feel like that is great. Also, one of the most important things that people need to understand is that they are planning to give an injection of mats into the game. Now, you may be saying, well, why not just increase the honing buffs? Well, in a way, they are increasing the honing chances, and in a way, they aren't. Let me explain. So, technically, they are by themselves not increasing the honing chances. But what they are doing is this. They are putting books of the metallurgy books and such in the Grand Prix event, so you can buy them with Grand Prix tokens. Now, if you haven't used the book, what they do is they increase your chance to hone. This is very important because they increase it by a significant amount. It's usually about 10%. And so in a way, they're kind of doing both. But as it seems right now, it's just a band-aid fix. Also, they will be giving out gifts to everybody. If you haven't seen them, there's an animal skin, a lost arc, like little globe thing that kind of looks like the Universal logo. And then they are giving out a hoverboard and a little Makoko pet. And something for the jukebox, which we can't actually use yet. They go over a lot of things in the whole letter, and I recommend you read it. I'll leave it in the description down below. But it's, in my opinion, it's actually a really good letter, and they released it at a good time, and it seems to have calmed a lot of player base down, and you know, in a way, it's turned things around. The game was, in a lot of people's eyes, in a interesting state where they were afraid that Lost Ark was going to fail and it was going to die off very quickly. However, by releasing this, they showed the community that they are listening and that they are, you know, looking at everything the community says and taking it for what it means and thinking about what they should do to progress. I think it's overall a good thing. They go over a lot of things, like I said. They talk about botting, about content, and how they say what I was thinking, where Argus is something to look forward to. It's not content that you need to rush into, but people were. But I don't want to talk about it too much and leave you guys here just sitting, you know, listening to me ramble on about every little individual thing. So I'll leave you with this. It was good. It's a good read, and if you're really interested to see everything that's changed and read every little thing about it, I will leave it in the description. But other than that, just know that you're getting more mats to help you increase, so you don't feel like you just wasted mats and when you failed and you got nowhere with it. They're changing that, and they are listening. So that's all. That's really what I'm gonna get out there, is that they are listening. So yeah, guys. I just want to thank you guys for watching. I know this was a pretty short and simple video, but I wanted to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. Like I said, if you want to read the full article, it'll be down in the description below. And if you guys want to go ahead and like, you can. If you're not, it's alright. And if you want to subscribe, you can. If not, I understand that too. But thank you guys for watching, and see you guys later.